New so-called ICE outlaws also go into effect today in Maine. Much of this legislation was drafted after ICE's Catch of the Day operation over the winter here. There are 4 laws focused specifically on how Maine entities will and won't work with immigration enforcement. There are 2 laws for policing. One clarifies that Maine jails do not have to house detainees from ICE or Border Patrol. The other law prevents local law enforcement from coordinating with ICE on most immigration operations. Another law covers housing. It prohibits landlords from sharing certain personal details, such as national origin, with exceptions such as a warrant. And the final law applies to schools and hospitals. It prevents staff from allowing immigration agents access to non-public areas within those buildings or access to protected records without a warrant. This policy applies to all Mainers regardless of immigration status. Chief Counsel for the Maine ACLU says these are laws that are directed at Maine, not the federal government.
We expect that ICE will continue to ignore the law and ignore the Constitution. That has become their modus operandi. But we expect more from people in Maine.
Places of worship, private schools, daycares, and public libraries are exempt from the laws but have the option to follow them. The Scarborough Town Council is voting today on whether to call for Maine's congressional delegation to address the ICE facility in that town. Federal immigration uses that facility as a processing center. A proposed resolution would call on ICE to increase its transparency when acting in Maine communities. This is in response to the deadly shooting earlier this month in Biddeford. The council will take up that issue tonight at 6 o'clock. And as the new ICE outlaws take effect, the ACLU of Maine announcing just this morning that they have filed 5 administrative claims seeking accountability for 2 people and a family who they say suffered abuse at the hands of federal agents in Maine. Tasmel Crankshaw of the ACLU of Maine says the claims are being brought under the Federal Tort Claims Act, one of the few remaining tools available to seek financial compensation for wrongdoing by federal government employees. They were filed with the U.S. Department of Justice, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The claims are part of a nationwide ACLU effort involving 54 claims across 17 states and Washington, D.C.